I am Kay Bella, and this is Bella Talks, where we talk about fashion, fitness, finance, and life. Triple FL. So I have, you probably know her from 105.5 The Beat, now 98.5, and all your local concerts. You done seen her. You done seen her at the concert. She was just at the R&B Versus. That was amazing.
Yes.
So her name is Miss Niki, baby. So we have her on the show, and I'm glad you're on the show. It's like having a celebrity in here, y'all.
Girl, no. Girl, no. My toes ain't polished.
It's not my toes.
My toes ain't polished. No. I'm glad we got a table.
Oh my goodness. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
First of all, I'm a child of God. And then everything else after that is just a bonus for me. So we have that. I've been blessed with the gift of encouragement. And so I just so happened to use my gift of encouragement, and it manifests itself in different ways, like radio, video, hosting events, and different things like that. And so it is just so happened to work out.
Right.
Thank you, Lord. For 20-something years.
What?
Yeah,
it's been that long? 20 years?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time for something that I didn't even. I knew I wanted to be in entertainment, like I always knew. And then music and just entertainment news excited me, especially from the star magazines that my grandma used to get.
Yes.
And I would be reading, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Right.
And like the stores, and then I'd be thinking of stuff in my head.
Right.
Or watching Video Soul or Pop-Up Video.
Girl, yes. Making videos in your room.
You.
Yes.
Your own commentary. You got your own commentary. Like in your head. So I was doing that, and I know, like I said, that I wanted to be in entertainment. I said, I'm going to be on Saturday Night Live, or I'm going to do MTV. And
I can see you on MTV.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, well, that's what I would like. It was in and around like that realm of things. And then this radio opportunity came. I wasn't even listening to the radio, because at the time I was like, first of all, who like people talking early in the morning?
Right.
It didn't make sense to me. And the opportunity presented itself, and 20 years later with no experience.
So we're going to go into a little bit of how the opportunity presented itself, because we want to know how you got started in radio. Like, what happened that it just fell in your lap that you were able to pursue it for 20 years?
I think it was, well, how it happened was my mom and my aunt, they used to go to work and they listened to the radio in the morning time, and they heard that they liked listening to the show. They enjoyed it, and they thought it was funny. And they heard that they were looking for a girl to read the news. And so they called me and was like, you would be perfect for this. Like, we know you'd be perfect for this. You should audition. I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I was like, what time? 6 in the morning. Oh,
Not what time?
What time? 6 in the morning? Is they going at 6? I mean, you got to be there at 5. Like, what? And so I was like, that ain't gonna work. So my mama is always, she has this thing where she will say, just do it for me.
Yes.
Do it for me.
Just do it for me.
Yeah. And then I was like, since she said that, like, I can't say no. So I don't like, and we were talking like behind the scenes, like execution and walking through the process, like paperwork and typing things. They wanted you to send an email, and I'm like, I ain't gonna send no email. So low key, my TT Cliffany typed the email up. It sound good too. It sound real good. And I emailed it, and they gave me a call back. And was like, yeah, you can be one of the ones to audition. They were already done. They had picked the 5 people.
Really?
They wanted to audition. I sent mine at the end of the show. It was like the show was over. I sent the email close to the end of the show, called to see if they got it, and they're like, yeah, we just got it, and we saw it. We'd love to have you. So I became the 6th person to audition. They were only picking 5. Just gonna do the 5.
Wow. So it was pretty much destined for it to happen. Wow, that is amazing. So when did you realize that you had a gift and that that was your niche for public speaking and radio.
I think as far as my gift is concerned, like, it wasn't something that I always like intentionally knew that, man, like, you have the gift of encouragement, like, you have the gift of encouragement, and that's there. I don't think that's something I intentionally realized, but I knew that people would come to me and people would share their hearts, and they just, I was like, why everybody tell me these secrets? Like, I just didn't understand. I was like, and I be walking around in high school and I know everything about everybody.
They pull you aside, be like, girl, let me tell you.
You the first person I told. I ain't told nobody. And I'm like,
why are you putting this weight on me?
On me, and no shade. Just a sidebar. Everybody that got pregnant in high school, I knew first. I don't know why. I seemed like the person that would know first.
Maybe they felt that you had some like comforting spirit where you would, like, you know, talk them through it, or you had that aura about you that they felt comfortable to come to you and tell you that.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I didn't know. I legit did not know what that was, because I have if you look at my friend circle, just a wide array of people. Different kinds from all walks of life, and it's just been like that. So then it was already happening throughout my life, and as I got older, and so the gift was there, but I didn't really have a name for it, so to speak.
Right.
And the public speaking part, I didn't necessarily think that was my thing for a while, until I was working on stuff to grow and get into some mentors and saying, you know, you probably, yeah, maybe I could. And then radio, I was doing that, so I was used to speaking in front of people. But that took a while, because I was raggedy after the audition. A week later,
oh my goodness,
I was terrible.
So I just want to know, because I always would wonder, when you guys do your commercials for different things that you have on there, are you guys making up your own commercials, or is this a script that they give you? Are you making up your own script?
Sometimes it's a script. Sometimes, because the client will know exactly what they wanted to say and how they wanted to go. And then sometimes the client, they don't really know, so they'll say, I need you to say at least this, and this. However you work it around that, then okay, I'm cool with it, but I need these points. And so they'll give you something to work off of, and then you just kind of go from there.
Okay. You just had a baby. You look amazing.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
So how is that new journey with the baby, Mr. Wildman? How is that going?
It has definitely been one huge blessing, that if I had to guess that anything would happen last year, that I would have never. I would never say, "Oh, I'm gonna have a baby." No, never. Not even jokingly. Like, no, it's no way. And so it's just been wild, from having them early to having them be in a NICU to having to be put on bed rest, and with the idea that you could lose your life during this childbirth, and with this preeclampsia. Yes.
Oh my word.
Yes, you are. We look at childbirth sometimes, because it's like, oh, childbirth happens, you had a baby, we come see the baby at the hospital, and that's that.
Deal. Yeah.
But with African American women, some of them aren't leaving from the hospital.
Yes. And that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The maternal fetal, that rate is extremely high. So I'm one of those people. I'm in my 40s, almost 45. All you gotta do is close your eyes and wake up another day. You'll get older. So it is what it is. But I'm 45. I'm black. Like, I got all these factors working against me, health-wise, that I could legit lose my life, and that was scary all in itself.
Right.
I got other kids. Right. And having to think about that, and him coming, and then hearing about him having Down syndrome, and working through that, and NICU stays, and everything else after that. It's definitely been a wild ride, but a blessing at the same time.
So I see on your page that he's kind of taken over he's like his own celebrity now. So I see that you're are we being somewhat of an advocate for Down syndrome? Because I think you're doing such an amazing job with what you're doing with getting the word out, especially like you said with African American women. We really don't voice those type of things. So how does that make you feel as far as like voicing it and putting it out there for people to know?
So I think initially, because the whole story of me having a baby, you see me post and share that I dream about people being pregnant and stuff like that. The fish dream is always, and they always come to
they
come
do
true.
They do.
So, yeah, I had
That's
that
how
dream.
we found out Lyric was coming.
Who had the dream? Ooh, ain't gonna get it past. I don't even know where that came from. I don't even know where the
fit. I don't either.
Yeah, but I'm gonna talk to the director and ask. I asked the director that. But from that to God telling me that something big was gonna happen in October, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a new job. I was thinking a whole bunch of not a baby.
Right.
And then after we found out, God had said that He would be with us forever, and I didn't know what that meant. I was like, what does that even mean? And I was like, God, I mean, you ain't saying like He's gonna be in like heaven or something. Like,
right.
So I was like, no. I don't want to overthink that. I don't want to overthink it. And I told my husband a couple times. I was like, I don't know why God is saying that. I don't know what that necessarily means.
Right.
And maybe because He's the last baby, we're older. He'll be around a long time. Everybody be gone.
Right.
I said, maybe that's what it is. So when I found out, it was something. We cried. Push cried. But I think I was more so crying because realizing what God had said.
Right.
And then what that was is like, dang. It's crying like, God, why you had to even say something to me? But then, God, you love me this much? Like, you love me this much to, like, tell me and prepare us for it, even mentally. So, it's just one of them things. It didn't change anything. It's not going to change Him being loved. It's not going to change Him coming home. It ain't going to change. It changes nothing at all. And God prepared us in a sense. And I didn't want to be... I didn't want to be embarrassed. I wasn't embarrassed. So it's just like, no, when the time is right, we'll share, and it is what it is. It is what it is. Right. And I want people to, I want them to know, because they look at him and be like, he didn't seem like, he didn't look like it. And characteristically, I guess he doesn't in a sense, but that's what it is. So, and I never wanted to be embarrassed about it. So it's like, hey, what am I do? What am I do? Hide him, call him blanket.
Well, you're doing a very, very good job, and I commend you for even putting it out there, especially by you being a kind of a public figure. I think it is important to get it out there because, like you said, what are we embarrassed for? Yeah. He's a child. He's going to be loved. It's not going to stop anything.
Right.
But if you have, if you're going to the doctor, you're getting all this information about this child. Why not give it to somebody that might be going through something like that secretly? Yeah. Because we don't, I don't know, in our community, we do stuff in secret. We try to push through on our own. With what you're doing, it's a very, very big deal. And I appreciate it. What motivates you?
The motivation, I think, changes from day to day, season to season. I just know that just even growing up, there's always hope. Like when different situations would happen, and then it would be a lot, and I'm just like, okay, it's always hope in this, having that ability to be optimistic after you kind of process and cry and fall out and do all that other stuff. It's gonna be okay. Right. It's gonna be okay. So I don't know if it's once, because you have your kids, I'm sure your children on some level motivate you to do certain things. Your parents motivate you to do certain things because of their support. yet even without those things, like you still have to, without the attachment to somebody else, figure out what's going to get you going.
Right.
And I think it's just different from time to time. Sometimes I'm just in a good mood to get up and do it.
Right.
But it's not really one particular thing, just besides that it'll get better. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. It has to get better.
What should we be expecting from you in the future? First Lady, the radio personality, and Niki, the person.
Currently, I have no idea.
I mean, that's a good answer.
Have no idea. What I do know is I'm tired of trying to figure it out.
I mean, I think that's everybody's journey. Right now, we're just figuring it out. Even the people that feel like they got it together, they still figuring it out.
Yeah. And I'm okay. I'm okay with it in a sense. So I would have never thought I was having a baby. I wouldn't think that my baby would have downs. I wouldn't. There's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't think or plan it out that way. And it's being intentional but going with the flow. Just like, so I don't know. I don't know what the future holds right now. I really don't. And for the first time in a long time, I'm okay with it.
Fair. That's definitely fair. So where can people find you on social media if they want to reach out to you, or if they want to do... First of all, do you do events? I know you were at the R&B Versus, but if somebody was wanting a personality at their, say, wedding or birthday party, do you do those type of events?
So I've done stuff like that before, and it just depends, because sometimes it's a fine line that you're playing and trying to balance with work, because I'm already obligated in one sense to do those roles as my job, and then on the outside. So oftentimes I do a whole lot of things for nonprofits and for kids, because it's just serving. So it's there that I will host an event. It just depends on what the schedule looks like.
Where can they find you?
Well, online, Nikijha Lynch. I know you probably won't be able to spell that. It took me a long time. It's okay.
I will have her handles on the screen. So everything she's saying, I will put it on there for you to see
so they can see it. And then First Lady Niki 1K on Instagram. And they can reach out and send a message. Shucks. My phone number, 239-333-8559. I have the option to answer or not.
Yeah.
Send a text. It's like, whatever. So, yeah. You can always reach out to me, social media, call me.
If you had anything to say to young Niki, what would it be?
Nothing, because I wouldn't have listened anyways.
Oh, it's that type of party.
Yeah. So, so it's really not one thing, because I knew to be hopeful. I knew that things would eventually turn around, even when I didn't see them turning around. And looking back on those experiences, because there's just some things that I messed up. Actually, I guess I would, because not just saying I wouldn't take back anything that I've done ever. Like, we could go back just a little bit.
Right.
So I think even in some of the bad decisions, while they may make you who it is that you are as a person, like it made me who I am today. Yeah, but there's some bad decisions that you wouldn't be who you are today. Certain parts of that wouldn't be a part of your makeup, and it may not have been the best, because it caused you pain and suffering that you may not have even had to go through on your own free will. God has a plan, but we also have our own free will.
Exactly.
So some of my free will is no, not right. So
some things that I'm probably going to take to my grave.
Yeah, think twice. I think that's what I said. Think twice.
Yes, very much so.
Think twice.
Do you have any words for Bella Talks?
Yes. So I want to say that I am very proud of doing what it is that you're doing. Not just with this and this platform. Because I told you, to be able to think a thing and to put it together and to actually do it and begin the process of it is a really big deal, because a lot of people don't do it like they're supposed to. And then even creatively, like with Crazy Closets, like girl.
Appreciate you coming on the show, because like you're a really big deal in the community. And when I reached out, I'm like, oh, I know this girl's so busy. I know she's probably gonna be like, well, let me think about it. But when she said, yeah, I'm like, okay.
For you.
Okay.
So I'm honored.
And people don't know, because when she was saying that she was proud of me, it's because we had Toastmasters
public speaking,
and I never got up. I was there as a guest, and I was like, I'm gonna just be a forever guest, because I was like, I'm not speaking, I'm not doing this. And Nikki was like, well, why don't you can do this, you can. I'm like, girl, when it comes to public speaking, this voice get real shaky, these pits get real sweaty.
Oh,
and I'm like,
deodorant better be good, because
it's gonna pour.
It's like that, you know. And I think I know over time of consistently doing it, it's gonna get easier. Like, it's gonna get easier for you to be able to do what you're doing, and it's gonna flow, and the nerves aren't. I get nervous.
But you don't look nervous. Especially when you're on stage and in front of a crowd, it's almost like you own the stage. And that's what I really admire about you, because when you are up there, it's almost like it's all about you. And people, when I see people looking at you, it's like a celebrity around here. For real.
Okay.
I'm just saying, that's how it is.
And
because you have rubbed shoulders through 20 years, you rubbed shoulders with a lot of our celebrities. And then you've been on like that forefront. You've been doing interviews with celebrities. So it's almost, you're like our Angela Yee.
Okay, I'll take that.
I'm just saying, that's instead of saying celebrity, because you have influence. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of little girls that are probably looking up to you like, oh, I can do that. She's from here, I want to do that. Because you have paved the way for some little girl to be a radio talk show or a talk show, because they see you doing it. Like, you're actually here, we can touch you. It's not something that we see on TV or we only hear your voice. Like, we see you in the community doing it. So I don't think that, and yes, of course, when we think of celebrity, we think, okay, big house, big bank account, this and that. In some aspect, you are our celebrity.
Thank you for that. Thank you, and I accept that, and I receive that, because it is, like I said, it is difficult, because you also think about things and like yourself, like, man, there's so many other things that I can do or feel like I need to accomplish, but that's a self, you know what I'm saying? It's a self thing, not what other people see and have seen.
Right.
And so, yeah, stepping on stage is, I know that's what I came to do when I'm in that space. But if you see me, you've seen me. If I'm not doing that, then I prefer to just let me just chill back here. I want to be in the back. I'm not hosting. I don't need something. Please, let me be back here. Let me chill. Like, please. And I get up there, but when I put a mic in my hand, it's like, go. Like, it's a switch for me. And so that's, and then do it. I got to.
Well, you do it very well. It's the Bella Talks. I'm K Bella, and this is Miss Nikki, and we will see you guys later. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.